Hi there, Ron here, Variable Play, and welcome to another Open Game Night.
Open game night. Woo! It's
Open
been a
Game
week already,
Night!
folks. Hello. Hi, it's Keo here.
Hi everyone! Happy New Year!
Yo, no.
At last, nakasama din ulit.
Yes. Welcome back, Sir Japet.
Thank you,
How
thank
were
you.
you? How was your new year?
Ah, actually, if I'm not mistaken, December is the most, kumbaga, day na kung saan puro games ng games ng games ng games. I don't know why. Siguro
Wow,
siguro marami lang time to play
how?
games.
You're so lucky.
Yeah,
You're
I know, right?
I
lucky.
barely had time to play.
Yeah.
Oh, minimal small games lang ako. Hey,
Okay.
Danny. Good evening. Hello.
Hi, Danny. Good evening.
Hello. There you go.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
okay, Japet, since marami ka nalaro, do you want to start? What have you been playing?
Sure.
What is your
Um,
recent plays? Go ahead.
okay. Um, Board game wise, just recently with my wife and we've been playing Splendor Duel.
Oh.
Oh,
Yun. Yeah.
I heard it's good.
And yes, it is. I mean, if 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 you're going if you want to play Splendor and then dalawa lang kayo, please play Splendor Duel. Mas competitive siya in terms of yung collecting gems, ano? Kasi you're limited
Mhm.
on how you could yung actions ng pag-take ng gems because there are rules lang, hindi lang siya basta-basta kuha ka lang. And then yeah, hindi siya tulad doon sa pag
Yeah,
yung
there's
regular
some
na
sort of like
Splendor.
spatial
Yes,
array of
yes.
right. So that
Because
I'm
yung
really
board,
interested. I haven't tried it.
yeah. It's a good it's a good version of Splendor. Though, ayun nga, for two players lang siya. Ayun.
Mhm.
And then ayun nga, pag may time na kapag hindi kami makapag laro ng board games ng wife ko, we've been playing Steam games and one of our like
Nice.
talagang sobrang kina-addict namin ngayon is Cuphead, the game. So
Oh,
yeah, grabe.
Nice.
Have you guys played that game?
oh, I have. Yeah.
Oo, di ba?
It's
Yeah,
hard. The
yeah.
wife
It,
wouldn't like it.
it is hard. Kaya feeling ko parang, 'di ba, there's a board game version of that game. So
There
medyo
is.
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
Oo. Medyo interesting tuloy how that goes.
Oh,
How
I can
about you
suggest
guys? Yeah.
another
Nice.
two player game for you guys.
Uh-huh.
You and the
Which
wife.
is
Look for Ship of Fools. Very
Ship
nice
of
game. Two
Fools.
players only as well.
Okay.
You will love it. You will love it. I swear. If you like Cuphead, which is extremely
Oo.
difficult, Ship of Fools
Okay.
is not that hard. But
Uh-huh.
coordination is key.
Oh, I see.
You will like this Ship of Fools. I've been playing it with my wife and also with my daughter, who likes to keep on hitting
Okay.
me with the oars. So she
All right.
she calls it Slap Daddy. Let's play Slap Daddy. Okay, he'll play Slap Daddy. It's a co-op, but I won't bother explaining anymore. Slap Daddy.
All
Ship
right.
of Fools. Yeah, two
It's
player,
already
2D.
on my wish
Very
list.
nice.
I heard you said that about that. So, yeah, go ahead, Theo. How about you?
Yeah,
What games have you played?
me. Lately I've been playing EDH every other day
Oh,
in Spell Table.
wow.
Yes,
Nice.
people have been creating their own commander decks lately. For the people who
Nice.
don't know, EDH is a Magic the Gathering format commander. That's another way of
Mhm,
saying commander is EDH.
mhm.
So yeah, I've been playing
It's
EDH
the old name.
every other
It's the
day.
ancient name.
Yeah, Elder
The
Dragon
OG
H.
name.
What's H mean?
Highlander.
Elder Dragon Highlander, parang ganun, yeah. Ayun.
Yeah.
So, been streamlining strategies, been looking up more cards on the online stores. And yeah, people are getting back into
Yun lang.
Commander, especially on Spell Table, since it's the easiest way to set up a remote game for Commander for 4 players. So yeah, that's more or less what I've been
and
doing lately. And oh yeah,
yeah,
Tapo.
the additional click
Apple.
really.
Really.
Nice. May tapong fever ngayon sa social media. Because I think it's a big shipment of Tapple from the local game stores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tapple's pretty good. I like that. I like another batchmate of it. Word on the Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
Still
Yeah.
a cute, cute looking game. For me, for the um, video game side, I do also have a two-player called TikTok, A Tale for Two. Um,
TikTok.
it's yeah,
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, like TikTok.
Dance, dance,
But yeah,
dance
so
with my hands, hands,
TikTok.
hands. Ah, there you go. That's
Yeah.
that one.
And
Kala ko
the
you're
idea
streaming
is
na,
you
ano, eh.
have two devices, and you can't do it solo. So you have to, but you don't have to be in the network. So you just have to say whether you're player one and player two, and then
Okay.
Okay.
you're basically seeing this world. So I'll choose player one, and then I'm interacting with a world
Okay.
that they're also interacting, but they're interacting with it as player two. So you can play it
Oh,
over
Oh.
Zoom. You can play it,
that's
from
interesting.
so you're tapping on things, kind of like your typical, point and click style adventure. So it's that
Uh-huh.
style of game experience, but yeah, for two players, and you're sort of going through this adventure trying to solve this puzzle. Uh, Maybe running out of this clock is part of the game. It's a gift from my sister, blah blah blah, and it has a storyline that we haven't. My,
Oh,
my son and
Cool.
I,
Cool.
we haven't um, finished it. We just kind of started, but it got started because we were sort of getting some breaks of gaming in between during the
yeah.
hey.
Hey, Hannes. Hello po. Oh yeah, the wife's pala watching eh. That reminds me of a
um
particular old game actually in Steam. It was
mhm,
very unique. Although they stopped supporting it, but it's still I think it's still available to download. It's literally D&D style,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be in the same
mhm,
network and you can download the application to
mm,
play the game. So imagine Dungeons and
right.
Dragons Diablo style, but everyone is using their cell phones to move the characters on screen. And then
Cool.
if there's choices,
Mm,
but whoever's talking to that person only sees a dialogue. So if there's a choice in the
yeah, I
dialogue,
understand.
people will be like, "Do I say yes or no?" You don't have to tell your friends or your the other players that what you saw. Like,
Okay.
mm, press, and
And
then
the
people like,
title of
"Oh,
the game is
what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Um, oh, dude,
We can ask
I'll remember.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, ask GPT. Yeah, it's a very interesting game. Pretty old, but yeah,
all right.
it's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
very
So
nice,
while
very
We need
interesting
to
while
game.
search
Theo
for
is
that.
looking for it, the for the board game, I got to play a couple of games. I played Remix, um
Yeah. Marvel version of
the
Fantasy
Marvel
Realms.
version
You
of
know,
Fantasy Realms. Uh,
Usoy.
I do like it better. Um, it kind of makes more sense, although there's more things to look out for. But at least
Mm-hmm.
you have tools to look for it. It's not like
Yeah.
before where you have to like remember this mechanic does that, this mechanic does that, this card does that, and then
Mm-hmm.
you kind of like add things in your head. This one is like um plus uh for each spy symbol or whatever eye symbol, hammer symbol, worthy. and things like that.
Mm.
So it feels more straightforward, even though it's actually a little bit more complex. But the main game that we got to play just the other day is Tyrants of the Underdark. And
Tyrants
I've
of
been
the
wanting
Underdark.
to play Tyrants of the I've been
Yes,
wanting to play Tyrants of the Underdark for so long. Um, but
me
it
too.
it went out of print for a while. Diba? It went out of print for a while,
Yes, it
and
did.
uh, for some reason, because it's a good game, Gale Force 9 reprinted it, but they reprinted it in a more sort of economical version. So no
Yeah,
more miniatures. It's just gonna be
token.
cardboard tokens,
Yeah,
uh, the cards, but you get to the expansion built in, and
that's
you
what I
basically have
want.
these six half decks that you can combine. And as per ChatGPT, there's 15 combinations that we can go for. I've been trying to figure out the math for that, and there are six. And how do you do the pairing? Whatever. So uh, the cards themselves, we love them. They feel so thematic, but at the same time, um, it is quite amazing. Tyrants, what was it? 2014. Tyrant,
Twenty
the Underdark,
16, I think. I'm not too sure, but it was pretty
original
good.
one.
The original one with minis was around like
It's
2000.
yeah. It Yep. It didn't. It aged very well. You know, it can
Yeah,
still play. Yeah, 2016. So it can still play very decent, very playable, and actually quite impressive in terms of um, how clean the the flow is. It's very simple. You basically have cards, and it's an area control slash deck building game. So the
oh, I love that.
cards they will produce command or sort of power that you can use to deploy units, attack other units, assassinate units, or return spies. And the other one is influence, and that's what you buy with the cards. But the cards themselves, when you get them, they will also interact with the board and the rest of the game mechanics.
Yeah,
And it was
the
very
exchange.
impressive to
Yeah.
see that. And I recently, well, last year we've been our favorite was Imperium Legends, so also a deck building game. But we appreciated that game because of the idea where, hey, it's like deck building, but they deconstructed it such that,
Because
buying a card, there are multiple ways of doing it, or deploying things, or multiple ways of doing it through the card system. And now looking at that game, we're going like, hey, did this game inspire that game? I mean, the Imperium Legends, because the way they were
possible.
able to um, break apart into a deck building concept, the area control component, pretty fun, and they are not afraid for overpowered cards. Everything is just chaotically high powered. Like, here's the two cost. What does it do? Deploy units twice, and if it reaches one of your opponents, send them a garbage card that will infect them. If they don't remove it, it's -1 points, but it's just a card that just will, you know, trash their hand. So that's like one of the
Mm-hmm.
half decks. So because of their
And
six
it
half
cost
decks, you
only
just change
two.
the combination of decks. Yeah, it costs only two. So there's so many of those cards, and then of course the big dragon, six to cast, eight to cast. What it will do? Oh, um, here's some options. Just basically assassinate a unit or deploy a unit, and then choose that 3 to 4 times at your choice. It's like what? So like just highly flexible and really amazing, and you just see the clash. And what we learned, because when we played it twice, we liked it that much. The first time I
Hmm.
played it, I was like, oh, let me play it like, normal aero control. You stay on your side, I'll stay on my side first, and don't clash. That was a bad idea. You don't do that in that game. You do that, then they will just occupy a space and then start generating so much points. And you're going like, how do I get there? It will take you forever to start reducing their strength. And so the next time around when we played again, it was like as soon as I played with Alvin. As soon as Alvin placed a unit right beside him, like let's go, let's start contesting this place. Let I'm not letting go. Either you go out and spend some time going out, or we stay here and clash it out till the end of the game. But yeah, pretty amazing. I
That's
love
why I
area
love that
control type
game.
of games.
Instant action. That's what
So
the thing is. Immediately. You don't.
yeah, yeah,
There's a build up
yeah.
phase, but the action and the clashes
It's
immediately
it's so
happen.
fast. It's so fast, and it's interesting. It's even encouraging you. It has this mechanic of promote, which is basically remove from the game. Just remove your cards from the game. But the thing is, the cards when they're removed from the game, they give you higher points. So you now have
Mm.
this really powerful card that you can keep using during your turn, but it's only worth maybe 2 points. But if you remove it, it's 5 points. You're going like, when do I remove
Uh,
this, or will I ever get the chance to remove this? There's so much tension. Are you going to leave your starting deck? Is that totally fine, or yeah? So and a lot of synergies. We haven't seen the most of it, so we just tried 4 factions so far, or 4 half decks. So we haven't tried the last two, and then start mixing. So yeah,
oh, imagine. I went
we
to
will
the
play
Underdark.
that.
Nice.
FYI, it's a Dungeons and Dragons themed game,
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
you are
And
all Underdark Drows faction,
Mm-hmm.
Drow
yep,
faction.
yep, yeah. And from a friend of mine, I was telling them about it. He was going like, that's where the storyline of the Legend of Drizzt came from, because he
Exactly.
basically was one of the Drows that was escaping this Drow life, and so I said, okay, that's pretty cool. I didn't know it had this much cool lore inside. Where can I read this?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's this, you know, hundreds of books already. But there's this first Dark Elf trilogy that I'm now trying to find, because I'm now interested. Because of this board game, I got interested into
The
the
Dark Elf
storyline of
trilogy. Hold on.
the Dark Elf trilogy. Oh, okay, okay. Somebody's
I
gonna.
was such a fan that I actually bought
oh,
this years
oh,
ago. This
Oh,
is
oh,
a
yeah.
coffee, a reader's guide to the Legend of
Yeah, yeah,
Dritz. It's like a coffee table
yeah.
book. It's got every major lore about what you need to know. And speaking of Underdark, you got the like sample, the matron mothers
Yeah.
of
Yes. Yes.
the
Yeah.
Underdark
So
and all that. Complete.
yeah, turns out the Drow is a matriarchal society. And
mm-hmm.
my friend was explaining to me, uh, they you can it is fairly legal to sabotage and destroy another house or guild. I don't know what they call it. Um, but so it's legal. It's not illegal. It's fairly okay, except if you
Yeah.
fail, then they will. Everyone has the right to eliminate your faction, because it's like, oh, you guys are like, it's okay to backstab and assassinate and stuff like that. That's fair game, but you need to succeed. If you fail, then
Exactly.
everybody has free hand. So that's pretty interesting. And then the matriarchal society, so the main leaders are mostly um, females. So you know, brood mother, and all of these
Males are
characters.
the subclasses and sub races of the
Yeah,
community.
yeah,
We are
of
second.
the
No,
other.
males are second. What call that? Second class citizens. We are
Yes.
the slaves. The
So
males
there
are
you
the
go.
slaves.
Sorry for fanboying on
Yeah.
Fine,
Hey,
fine.
no,
It's
that's
Sure.
okay,
okay.
dude.
I
It's alright. It's
I
alright.
that's why I want that game because again, I am a fan of this. I actually have the three books I'm talking about, Ron. In one book,
ah.
one compiled book. It's called
Oh,
yun
okay,
nga,
okay.
the Dark Elf trilogy.
Yeah.
It's easy
I'm
to find, I
looking for the
guess now. Yeah.
audiobook.
The
I'm
audiobook,
looking
that's
for the
easier.
audiobook.
It's all there too as well. Hey, I remember that game I was talking about a while ago. It's called
Mhm.
Okay, go, go,
Eon
go.
Altar.
Ian
Okay.
Altar.
Yeah, Eon Altar is
Yan are.
a digital game whereas everybody plays with their cell phones in the
Uh-huh.
same network. It has to be in the same network. You cannot play this remotely. It has to be in the same network and you're playing a Dungeons and Dragons type of adventure, which
Mhm.
everybody has their own set of dialogue in their own cell phones, which they can talk about or not,
Right.
depending on the situation.
Cool.
But coordination is key, and there is
Yeah.
no turning
It
off.
says it's
What do you call that? There's no turning off of friendly fire. So if someone says, "I'll
Mm.
go throw a fireball," no, wait.
Alright. And that's
Hey, Robert.
available sa
and you use
Android?
your phone as the controller.
Yes, you use your cell phone as your controller. It actually has an official app for it. Literally,
Alright.
you're
Good
controlling
evening,
Diablo
Mark,
characters type
Robert.
using your cell phone. Hey, Robert says Artemis and Trevi versus Dritz. Oh, that was one of the best series of books that I've read. That's when you realize that a human can be a nemesis to one of the greatest rangers in Dungeons and Dragons. This guy was Artemis Entreri was one of the most deadliest assassins. Give him a
Mhm.
magic weapon, even worse.
Mhm.
Oh wow, the things I could fanboy about him.
Cool, cool, cool.
But anyways, yeah, and oh wow.
Anyway,
So, anyways,
so yeah, so let's go back to our main topic. Um, and so basically, ChatGPT, and I don't know if you guys are aware, but it's pretty much taking over the internet. Um, it is a it's part of the OpenAI network, and it's basically a chatbot for now. You can use it as an API, blah blah blah. But you can ask it questions, and it will respond with all the knowledge that it has consumed from the start of digital time until 2021. Um, although this is now a January 9 version, so maybe there's a few more updates inside. So we asked it, um, what what are the bad habits of board gamers? And the list that it came out, and I don't know if you guys got a preview there. Um, it it's it's pretty interesting. Did I add that? Sorry, I'm not sure if I added that. I just added it in the room. Hold on.
yeah, all
Yeah.
that.
Let me just show it to everyone. I don't think I added it. There you go. There, ChatGPT. It's a chat website. Just sign up if you can still sign up. It goes down from time to time. We're gonna close that because I've loaded all the questions, the answers of ChatGPT. So we asked ChatGPT, hey, what are the bad habits of board gamers? And we're gonna go through that list and we're gonna react to that list, and maybe you have some ideas on how to address them. Okay. All right.
Yes, and
So
then
Mhm.
if one of these bad habits points to you, speak up. It's okay.
Pwede ba
if
mag-name
one
drop
of these
dito?
bad habits,
Ano?
if one of these bad habits, you don't know anyone that does that,
Hmm,
it's probably you.
it's probably you.
Okay.
You're doing the bad habit.
Okay.
Hey,
No, a lot
Clint.
of these I you know I experience also myself. Um, and I am guilty also for some of these. Okay, number one,
Number one.
hashtag guilty agad ako, is not reading or fully understanding the rules of the game before playing. Yan yung, okay, okay na, tara. Diretso na tayo round one. Let's just learn it as we go.
What's the
ah,
problem there, Ron? What's the problem there?
well, if you don't have at least a good structure or understanding, you'd be surprised in sort of small details that are might be very game breaking if you don't follow them. And you only learn about it, like, oh, by the way, after 10 rounds, dapat pala
After
ganito.
10 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, meron akong funny story, no? The first time ko na makalaro si Ron was the first meeting of the Bacor Imos game group. And then, so, may
All right.
isang free table doon. And then Ron was like, okay, kuha siya ng game doon sa dala niyang bag. And then the game was ano yung small version ng Parks ba yun? Parks?
Trails. It's
Trails,
trails.
Trails. There you go. Yeah. And then I mean
There you
kasi
go.
syempre, yeah, since first day yun so parang I'm not playing muna. Tingin-tingin lang if everyone is seated and playing and enjoying ganyan. And then I saw Ron, he was like skimming through the rule book. And then he was like, "Hey, Japeth, aren't you going to play?" Sabi ko, "No." Say, "You want to join?" Sure. And then nung pag-upo namin, Ron was like, "So this is how the game works, ganyan. Tapos while we were playing, ay parang mali. Wait, let me check. Okay, so ganito pala yung rules. And then, ang nakakatawa, we finished the game, the night ended, and then the following day, Ron texted me, sorry, ito pala yung tamang rules and ganyan. Parang, well, sa akin,
But you
it's
had
fine.
fun, right? You had
Yes, I
fun.
know. Ang sa akin naman, I mean, it's okay because I won that game. Pero, yeah, but then, ay naman kumbaga, on that perspective, sometimes, dun sa teacher who teaches the game, it's critical to to be precise doon sa details ng rules. Kasi sa amin dito sa house, ako yung rule book reader eh. Kumbaga I spend talaga pag meron kaming bagong game, I spend a day or two rereading and then trying to play it myself lang para lang when I introduce it with my wife and my brother, parang okay, ito na yan, latag na. Yun So,
Mhm.
kumbaga ganun. I mean, ayun nga. Although minsan nakakasira siya ng paglalaro kapag may onting, pero doon naman sa game nating that day. I mean, we had fun, so I mean, okay lang yun.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
again,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead, go
think
ahead.
what I should have done in that situation is, hey, I haven't really learned this game. We're learning it right now and we're gonna try it out. Siguro kulang yung intro ko na ganun. Because
Yeah.
it's actually quite hard to learn a game ng ikaw lang. And wala yung
Yes.
interaction, wala yung... So you kind of
Mm.
need that component. Although some people can just read the rule book and like, okay, I get it. And then they can start playing. Hats off to those that can do that. It's not me.
Mm.
I need some people to interact with. And what happens is my designer brain will kick in. Like, this doesn't make sense. And then I go back and like try to, because sometimes the rules are like, we played Fallout Shelter also recently, and the way the meron siyang isang portion na sinabi na niya yung, okay, this is basically the end game trigger. And okay, pero siningit niya right after that, after every round, if you have monsters on your floor, lose one happiness. Like, why would you put it there? No, I mean, it's not in the game structure. It's not even in the turn structure. It's like in the winning portion. It's like,
In the
why would you put
winning
it there? And
portion.
I missed it the
Yeah.
first time I read it. Because when I read it, it's like, okay, I saw the structure. You keep going back and forth. It's like, I get how you win, but there's like a fine print that says, oh, by the way, like, come on, wala na lang, siningit na lang, dagdag mo to.
Mhm.
So, yun. But yeah, I fully understand that it is annoying for people. It's like, oh, that game didn't count because you didn't read it yet. So, yes, I know. Reading is hard.
But how do
Yes,
you
yes.
But getting
cure
into
this
like
kind of habit? Yeah. Go on, Ron. Go on. It's okay. It's okay.
yeah, I think mine is like just to set the expectation, guys. I haven't fully read the rules. I'm learning this game. You want to learn it with me? That's it. But if it's like if I already really know the rules and teaching the game, then yeah, it does help. It does help a lot. Uh,
Mhm.
in other cultures, kasi they have an expectation that if you are going to play a certain game, especially like war games, they expect that you would also read the rules. So they will tell you, hey, we're playing
Hmm.
this tomorrow. Who's on board? And then everybody reads the rules. That's the
Mhm.
big difference to sort of the board gaming culture. It's a little bit more casual, like, oh, who owns the game? And the owner can sometimes even say, you know what, I own it, but I don't know how to teach it, and then ask somebody else to teach it. You have a lot of
All
comments.
Mhm.
right. Comments. Go
uh,
ahead. Read them.
let's pick that up. Ayaw namin sa rule breakers. Super strict kami sa rules kahit sa mga weird first player rule. Okay. Um, dito, pag tinuturo ko yung buong rules ng game, naiinip yung mga players kaya hinahayaan ko tapos sa dulo sasabihin, ay, di mo tinuro. Panalo sana ako kung alam ko yun. That will come up, actually. Um, I'm the rules teacher in some groups, and because you read a lot of rules, you sometimes mix them up. Yes, even if you
Mhm.
reread them the night before. I know. For example, combat, especially with Bob, I would also remember Kemet, and the rule for Kemet combat that the defender wins ties is not common, if I'm not mistaken. See, I'm not even sure, Bob. You can correct me on the chat. Because in some games the winner, when you hit the tie, the attacker would win and so forth. So I don't remember losing happiness every round in Fallout Shelter. Pag may kalaban, yes, it is there. I saw it like in the yeah. See, yun. And then last comment from Twinkle, to be fair, parang bira naman yung first time na laro yung game. The first perfect agad ang understanding the rules. We learn it actually by playing it. So yes, uh, thank you for people like Japeth who are spending a lot of time to learn the rules. Hindi siya madali. Para kang bumalik sa school
True.
Yeah.
every time.
True.
Okay, let's move
As
on.
board. Yeah. Move on. All right.
Yeah. So
Not.
just
Yeah.
like
Go ahead.
what Clint said a while ago, not paying attention during other players' turns, not paying attention during the rules speech. But yeah, this one. Um, what do you guys think? It,
Go,
you
Keo.
see this?
Me. Not paying attention during other players' turns. What happened? Who's next? Perfect
Is it my
example.
turn?
Yeah.
Is
Is it
it
my
my turn?
turn? What happened? What'd you put
Yeah,
down?
yeah.
Anong
20
bago?
minutes ago.
Where'd you move? You know what, folks? It's this those kind of questions that's either one slows down the game entirely, two is annoying.
Mhm.
Okay, so don't be that guy who always has to ask the same questions over and over per turn. Even though it's not your turn, you might think, "Oh, it's my turn na ba? Oh no, it's your turn." Okay, what happened? What happened? Pay attention, folks. It's all. That's why you sat down and play. You gave your and subconsciously you gave your consent that you will give your focus to the game when someone people are playing, especially if you don't own the game. It's very courteous for someone as a guest who's actually playing a game that's not yours and to give them your full attention, and not just you, not just the person who owns the game, but every other player who's playing with you. So if I
Yep.
hear again someone that says, "What happened? Ano nangyari?" And I'll be like, I'll explain this once and only once. I'll smile. I'll smile. Like, hey, welcome back to Earth.
Agree, agree. Yan, sabi nga ni Clint, patayo-tayo pa, tapos magpo-phone. Tapos, sabi rin ni Sir Michael, andito yung mga players na hindi na kontento sa current game, may side game pa sa phone. Tapos maya-maya magtatanong kung ano nangyari. Yan.
Ooh, bad
True.
habits.
Tapos ito, many times na need soft pagalitan sila. Yan, tinuro na kanina eh. Next time, kinig tayo, then smile.
Then smile. Happy to serve.
May
Yeah.
i-add ako diyan ano. Because I play a lot of social deductive games. And most of those games may mga markers na kung saan this player is now like whatever the leader or the of that turn whatever. And then parang ang laki-laki na ng token nasa harapan na ng player, but still other players would ask sinong leader parang guys. 'Di ba? Parang ayun na nga yung ano eh, ayun na nga yung marker eh. That's why they call it marker. To know kung sino, but then you're still going to ask kung sino. Parang pay attention.
Pay attention. What's so hard to not pay
Yeah.
attention?
So, what I mean, and again, this is more of my facilitator habit already. But for example, if I really see people that are, not really in the game and or they're busy on their phone, I would politely ask them, "Hey, are you busy on work? Is there something? Do you wanna step out of the game if you have things to attend to? Be polite. But at the same time, it will catch their attention. No, 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 it's okay, it's okay. You know. Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool. You sure? I mean, it's really okay. I mean, it's like okay, you can really leave, please, please. But
Do us a favor.
it was a real favor of no, but again, sometimes reality is we're all super connected, and life happens, and sometimes somebody might be distracted because of a lot of things, and they're sort of just maybe compelled to like play, but they might have to deal with that. So tell them, hey, if you wanna step out for a bit, you can easily do that, and then come back when once you have the focus to play. But yeah, it's hard, and it's good, especially kung people who are new and you're not you don't know them. It's hard to call their attention. So very tricky to do this. Okay, so next one is actually magkasunod yung dalawang similar yung sinabi ni ChatGPT. It said talking too much. Oh, okay, sorry. That's actually different. So the first, taking too long. So let's tackle talking too much during the game and disrupting the flow. Um, okay, so there's the side comments during the teach, which is funny at times. But if it's every rule that you explain, there's like a funny joke. It's fun after the first one, but maybe like the third, it's like, hey, can I finish the rules first? And I'm guilty of this, especially when Denmark is the one teaching. I just can't help it.
You just have to.
Ano,
There's a
ano,
thing
ano,
about
ano?
There's a thing about
Magka-friends
us
mo,
old
no?
guys that if we're talking about something, especially when it comes to rules, and then you cut us off and you talk about something else, our line of thought just fades away, and we're like, "What was I talking about again? You interrupted me."
Yeah, yeah,
Your
speaking.
fault. And
Speaking
then
of,
okay, now I'm here. Okay, no, be quiet. Let me finish. Hey, Denmark, you heard that, right?
I made it to make it at the same time. Okay, okay. All right, cool, cool, cool. See you in a bit if you're still joining. May mga
Join.
pahabol pala kanina. Sabi ni Clint, well, si Sir Michael, ayan, tama ba? Clint. Pero minsan, pag in the zone, iisip mo, nakalimutan mo yung term mo kung sino na, since worried ka matagal na turn ko, tatanungin ko kung sino yun, kung turn ko ba. Yeah, that's totally fine. Because people know and see that you're in the game. That I think that's okay. It's when you're really not part of it. Like you're really doing other things, nakikipagkwentuhan ka sa iba, and then, oh, is it my turn? And then you move, and then again, you're outside of the game. So it's not like you're playing.
Yeah,
Buksan
that's
yung
yeah, that's
phone
this is a
while
good
waiting for
point.
your
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
turn, basta alam mo yung gagawin mo. That's true. Again, yeah.
Mm.
yeah, that's
Although I
fine.
try not to as much, mainly because I want to participate. Board gaming is a very social thing.
Yeah.
Um, Forbidden Stars, combat, sa haba, pwede kang magkape. Yes.
Oh yeah, true, true,
Tama,
true,
tama,
true.
tama. Okay. So, going back dun sa
Yeah,
talking,
talking about
si
this
Clint
Clint's
is not
comment. Yeah.
agreeing. You're supposed to interact with each other. Pero kung talking on the phone or nagsasalita, nagbabasa ng libro out loud, wow. um, parang ano lang, parang grade school na.
Parang
The
okay.
seashells.
In the context of disrupting and too much talking. I mean, I understand that again, board games are obviously a social. We're supposed to talk, especially in social deduction games. You have to talk. But in this context, talking too much during the game and disrupting the flow, literally, you're just talking about random things, maybe, or you just want to talk to people while something's going on, and then you go back to the previous bad habit, which you don't know what's going on, and you did not pay
Right. Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, that's the
Mhm.
context of this talking too much. I understand where Clint is coming from. So yeah, thank you, Clint.
Yep. Got it. Got it. Agree naman. I think this is not too much of an issue. I think maybe if the game is too serious, then yeah. Okay. Now, in contrast, talking too
Mm,
much. Not really contrast. In tangent, taking too long to make this.
okay, here we
AP.
go.
Okay. Here, um, I personally have like a mental clock on my turn, and nahihiya ako if I'm taking too long. Um, Even if I know it's a detriment to my decision tree. It's like, I scanned and I'm starting deciding, I'm seeing like there's a possible good option, but I have to compute more. I might not do it. I might choose the faster computation of like analysis of the board and take that decision because I'm more keen about sort of the overall game experience rather than just winning the game. So, but that's me on a very personal level. It's just I find it difficult to keep the game too long on just my turn. Um, but it still happens at times, and you just have to like raise your hand. Hey, I'm really sorry. I have to think about this. I think I'm gonna win, or at least, and I have to make the right decision. Or yeah. So, what do you guys think?
Japet, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, sometimes guilty rin ako dito, no? But then again, meron akong ituturong tao kung sino ang ganyan sa amin. Um, well, siguro something that could help those people na hindi kumain ng masyadong time during their turn is, I mean, when you're playing games, usually 3, 4, max siguro 5 or 6 players, you have 2, 2 to 4, 2 to 5 turns na maghintay before your turn, ano? So you have that time to think for your turn. Para
Yeah,
pagdating mo,
but that,
bam, 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 that's it. But, although, sige, to be fair, may mga games na after each other player's turn, nag-iiba yung decision mo eh. Based
yeah,
doon sa, sa actions nila eh. I mean,
and
ayun nga,
and most good games are like that. Like it would always
yes.
affect your decision space.
Yes. I mean, pero I mean, yun, tama ka nga Ron, ano. I mean, if you're taking too much time to compute, then don't. Just go with your gut feeling. If you think that this is the fastest and the alam mo yun, the best the best action, then go for it. I mean, at the end of the game, we're playing games to have fun. Hindi naman
Yeah.
tayo competition level na, mananalo ko ng 1 million pesos, you know. So, you know,
Well, some
play
people
fast
think
first.
na, I'm playing beat you.
Yeah.
Pero like,
And
from my point of view naman, it's more like okay, AP is forgivable for new players maybe.
mhm.
Okay, they just needed a little more guidance. But people who are veterans in playing, yeah, there's a saying in Magic the Gathering na try to play at an instant speed rather than a sorcery speed, because instants can be played anytime, which means you're thinking of how to use it at a certain point of period of time during the game, right? Which means your brain is working faster than usual because I have to use this at the right time. If it's sorcery, only played it on your turn, which means it takes a while before you can play it, right? So I guess it's a bad habit in Magic too for veteran players to think at sorcery speed. In the context of board gamers, yeah,
I've seen that
um,
phrase. Thinking
it's
at
good.
sorcery speed.
Speed. It's good to plan ahead. It helps
Mhm.
to understand. Again, don't be afraid to not. This may sound really weird. To not think. It's more like if you're playing a game, it's okay to experiment and not
Mhm.
try to win yet because you're still understanding the game.
Mhm.
Once you know what the effect of what you did, you'll realize, oh, okay, I can play. Once I play it again, I'll do something different, and I'll have a better chance of understanding what to do next. You don't have to sit down, wait for about 2 minutes till you realize that, oh, I can do this because I can win. Not winning is not exactly the point at some times. Right? It's more like, again, try everything, and now's the best time to experiment because no
Yeah,
one's gonna get
yeah,
mad at you
yeah.
yet.
Mhm.
Diba? So there you go.
And
That's it
sabi
for
naman
me.
ni Twinkle, I'm doing my best to change and improve. Par.
Char.
Sabi ni Clint, hit games sa pagdating sa turn ko, sobrang iba na yung board state. Ako, may kasalanan ako
Mhm.
dyan. May isa akong game na ganyan ang design. Talagang pagdating sa turn mo, like, don't even bother trying to plan. You plan when it reaches your turn. That's the whole game.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's the fun part.
Yung
Thinking on your toes.
Yeah.
tactical. Yung sobrang tagal mong nalampasan ka na ng 2 turns, sabi mo, Doctor Strange Time Warp. Hindi pa ako tapos mag-isip. Yan. Sige. Cool. So let's move on to the next one kasi I think
Next one.
the viewers already touched on that topic. And it is actually related to that. Trying to win at all costs, even if it's ruining everyone's fun. So, yon. This one
Mm.
is, I think, yeah, basically taking the game too seriously. It's a
Mhm.
board game, and if
That's it.
mas market nga, ang tawag dyan, game boards.
Game boards.
Game boards.
So,
Game board.
naglalaro kayong game boards. Di ba?
Game boards.
Uh,
Ito, magandang game board to, game board.
ito may game board. Tapos gumagamit ng game cards. Yeah.
Game
So, it is what it is. But yeah, so going back in terms of, I guess, how do you address if somebody like overly serious, or at least, you know, I mean, there's a few variations to this. There's some who's like taking things too personally, and they'll like, oh, I'm marking you because you attacked me. I'm marking you till the end of time.
Hey,
You
I
will
do that.
forever be my
I do
nemesis.
that.
No,
You
but you
attack me.
do it
You're dead.
jokingly.
You're going down.
You do it jokingly. Like, yes, that's true. But if if the move doesn't make sense, you don't go out of your way to just make their play experience miserable. You would still work
Mhm.
with your, technical advantage.
Mhm.
Then the other side is just, yeah, winning at all costs, meaning like rules lawyering, um, conniving with other players, or even bullying other players into,
Mhm.
oh, you should team with me. Hey, you're my girlfriend or you're my boyfriend. Why would you support them? You should support me. And just okay, we're playing. We're just really playing a game. But okay. My trick to this is that if I have somebody at the table that is like that, and I would immediately find ways to make the game end as fast as I can. Just make
Mm-hmm.
them win if they want to win, whatever they get, or somebody else. My mindset would shift to like, okay, how can I end this? Who's actually winning this game, and I'm gonna make them win in the next two turns, just so that I can end it, and then we can move on and not play with
Kingmaker.
that person. I'm
Then
gonna
play a
king
co-op
make
game,
it.
ano, afterwards.
And
Yeah,
play
it's
a
like
co-op
no,
game.
they're gonna alpha if they're like that. Never mind. Just okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna try somebody else's game far away from
Yeah,
this thing.
yeah. Wanna play again? No.
Because now, no, it's not. I really don't like. I mean, if I'm in a tournament, I play with my professional
Yeah.
uh, ECG counterparts. Sure, this is how it works. I mean, 100%. There's like you win on technicality.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example in chess, if they uh, make a bad move and they hit the clock, you can just move your correct move and then hit the clock and then call the judge, and then they're automatically disqualified. It's not like it's a mistake, but
What?
because it's in a tournament, do it because you're gonna win. But it's not a tournament. It's just a board game. you know.
On my context, the one that resonates most with me with this particular bad habit is when someone bullies the newbie.
Mm-hmm.
At all costs, I will win. I don't care. This is your first time to play. I'm gonna get your resources. I'm gonna trample your areas, and I'm gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
And then the newbie's like, dude, I just started. What's
Mm-hmm.
going on? Well, trial by fire? Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. Learn to talk, walk the talk, or talk the walk, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a newbie. Come on, cut it some slack. I've been the
Mm-hmm.
newbie once. I've been also the
Mm-hmm.
bully
Yep,
twice.
yep,
But
yep.
it's not a good feeling if you see someone like, okay, I'll go. Thank you for teaching me. One more round? No, thank you.
No, I'm leaving
There you go.
and
Yeah.
never see them again.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
How
Yeah,
about
yeah.
you, Lapet?
No, thank you.
Yeah, actually that's one of my ano no, pet peeves. Yung kasi most of the time I teach and as much as possible when I teach a game to new players, I let them win. As in, I mean, because meron akong mga nakakalaro na parang first time kong maglaro and then parang talagang no, dudurugin ka namin. At the end, feeling ko parang, okay, I don't like that game because of my experience, di ba?
Yeah, exactly,
So,
exactly.
so I mean, if I mean, kung if you want to have new players enjoy this game, let them win. Kasi game mo naman yun eh. You can win whenever you want to win, di ba? So, ayun.
Yeah. So
Yeah, tama si
si Clint,
Marcos.
si Mark, yun nga, let him win. Si Clint naman, ang perspective naman niya is, ayaw niya mag-adjust niya ba. Ako may trick ako
Mhm.
dito. Um,
Mhm.
and the way I do it is, I don't choose the winning, um, the fastest win condition. What I'll do is I'll explore other ways to win.
Mhm.
See if there's other options. See the sort of
Mhm.
the uncharted path of winning. You
Mhm.
might still win,
Mhm.
but it might be a
Mhm.
lot harder than the
Mhm.
turn one, turn two, turn three, may build order ka na. Instead
Mhm.
of doing that, where talo talaga ang newbie kasi hindi pa sila nakakapag-isip, turn ko na ulit. Parang, Dan, turn ko na ulit? Ano kayo? What's going on? Bakit ganun? Di ba we're playing silent? What's happening? Sige, I'm moving here. Dan, turn mo na ulit. Ha? Di ba parang, so, yon. So, minsan, pagka medyo mahirap din. um, tingin ko lang, sinasabi ni Denmark shenanigans daw, sinira ko raw yung spirit of Nottingham. No, I made everybody happy and everybody had fun. It's just you that did have fun. So that's okay. Generally speaking, the general population, the uh, most good, we had fun in that game.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope Denmark that holds up in court. Okay.
No, I really think that's the spirit of the game. That's the whole concept of Sheriff Nottingham. It's a very social game. Um,
Yeah, cutthroat.
okay, if Denmark lost, it's a good
Yes.
game.
Oh goodness, yes.
Oy,
In
marami,
our
marami na
playgroup,
papanalo
folks,
si Denmark.
if Denmark lost, it was a good game. Would you play it again? Yeah, as long as it loses again, sure, no, why not? Oh, what's next, Ron?
Yeah, Hechu. Hechu. Okay. Um. All right. So related naman doon sa trying to win at all costs, taking the game too seriously. It's meant to be a fun thing.
Mhm.
Let's talk now about, so okay, we've seen, you know experienced the game. Uh, ang galing nga ni ChatGPT, because ChatGPT also mentions not cleaning up after the game.
Hey, I have strong
Yung
opinions
tipong
about this.
mga señorita at señorita. Oh, okay, happy. Oh, thank you for serving me and explaining the rules. Carry on. I will move
Mhm.
on to the next table and teach me a game. So, yeah.
The owner of the board game is not a fast food restaurant. Please, Claygo. If you don't know what Claygo means, clean as you go.
Yeah.
be
But
be
I
respectful
understand
enough.
when sometimes people would say, "Hey, it's okay, let me pack it up because it's a tricky thing. I have a system for packing
Mhm.
things up." Then you can
Mhm.
offer like, "Can I just pile the cards together? Just so that it can save them some time." But it's a gracious thing to at least participate, not only in the actually hindi lang to sa ending. So you can also do this at the start. And I really appreciate
Mhm.
it when other players, "Hey, can I help shuffle? Can I distribute where these are?" I mean, even the things that won't break the game if they shuffle. It's like, okay, deck building game. Can I shuffle the cards? Okay, cool. Thank you. Can I distribute the starting hand and things like that? So if you're already familiar with the system or have some idea, go ahead and help out both in the start and at the finish. I think that's a cool. Ito sa mga nagra-run ng mga game night and scheduled game days. Yan.
Mm-hmm.
Problema ba natin to? Not being punctual for game session.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
many games, so little time. And you want to be late pa? Are you kidding?
Okay, fair enough. That's true. Kala ko puro
Japet
ano puro
kayo.
atat eh.
Puro atak lang.
um, yeah, I'm not being punctual for game sessions. Actually, well, if my kumbaga kung tama pa naman ang aking pagpaalala. So far wala pa naman ako naka-experience na ganyan na late sa game sessions. Ang na-experience ko lang is they're on time or even though they're even earlier pero kwentuhan galore before maglaro.
Ah.
Parang ano ba guys, are we going to play? Or kakain ba muna tayo? I mean, meron naman tayong short breaks, in between games, But then, I mean, ayun lang, hindi man din talaga maiiwasan, lalo na for those, yung mga players na parang ngayon mo lang ulit makakalaro, makikita, ganon. But, I just, try to, kumbaga, remind them, what we're going to play would cost us 45 or 30 minutes for explanation, an hour and a half of gaming. So,
Mhm.
imagine nyo na lang yung kakainin na oras. So, what time do you want to start?
Right,
Ganun
right.
ako palagi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Agree,
Ako
agree, agree.
naman
Cool, cool,
ako
cool.
naman sa context ng TTRPG players. The
Yes.
the
Sobrang
sooner you
important.
start, the more experience you might get. So
Right.
time is a very precious thing when it comes to TTRPG players.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Jamming
is. It
muna
is,
bago
and because it requires a lot of you invest a lot of time when you do the role playing games, and you want to start on time when you guys schedule because everybody's also busy with different things. Agree. Okay. So yeah, may nagtanong, is it from ChatGPT? Yes. Uh, these are questions we asked ChatGPT. Uh, what are the bad habits of board gamers? And this is the list that it came up with. Pretty cool. So some other things, I'm not sure if this is really a habit, but if this is a
Bad
habit,
habit,
then
which one?
maybe you should not really um, let them do this again. And that is not returning a borrowed game. It's like, if that's a
Oh
habit, maybe.
man. um yeah,
uh,
okay. Filipinos are pretty guilty about this. you know, we borrow games and we expect the owner to forget about it. If that's how it's
really? Is that how
admit
it
it,
works?
some people do think that way. It's not really about that, but it's more like if you don't remind the person, you won't return it. Say you're thinking maybe I can still probably play it more. Denmark mentioned returning it nasira, missing parts. That's bad.
Yep.
That's really
Yep.
bad.
Actually,
That means
yeah.
yeah. I mean, you took the responsibility of taking care
It
of
even
someone
it even also
else's.
mentioned that.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So yeah, you have the responsibility to take care of everything, especially if it's not yours. I mean, that's basic etiquette also when it comes to borrowing, and for loans, you should pay them back. In this case, if you got it,
So no,
return it if
but
you can. Yeah.
yung the games naman na pinapahiram ko, it's not
Significant
it
enough for
is
you.
really in this. No. I mean, I have too many games, and it's I normally would lend the games to fellow community leaders. So there's a purpose for that. I mean, it's sort of just adding to their arsenal to spread the hobby. So we would have these containers, especially when we were able to do it for schools, and yeah, we have one that is still with that school for I don't know how many years now,
Four, four, 4 years.
probably.
Probably.
Baka kasi nasa Pinoy yung arbor. Moral of the story. He forget.
Keep forget. Tell
May,
me how
may,
old you
I
are.
go ahead, go ahead. Okay. Anyway, meron ako i-share sa inyo, no, for you guys, para sa mga nanonood. At kung kayo yung palaging hinihiraman. I learned this way when I was younger. Nung nauso na ang smartphones, even though hindi board games, if someone is going to borrow a thing from you, ang magandang gawin is picture mo yung tao holding that thing,
yeah.
and then
para
alam mo
grab lang
na yung gamit na yon ay nasa ganitong person, di ba? So that pag dumating sa time, oy,
Okay.
I need that back. I have this evidence.
Ito.
I
Yeah.
have proof.
Ito.
Ah,
May date pa yan. Nako, parang binyag ah. Ito yung mga ninong and ninang. May picture tayo. Oh, yan, Christmas. Mga
Kailangan
ninong-ninang.
pag binalik niya, pipicturean ka naman niya. Na, oh, hen ha.
yeah,
Picturean kita.
nabalik ko
Yan
na.
Deliver ko
Returned
na.
na. Returned na.
Okay. Cool.
Proof
Alright,
of
so
purchase.
we're gonna
Yes.
So that's a pretty interesting list. Um, and quite comprehensive. Let's see. We asked ChatGPT again if it had suggestions on how to fix them. I haven't really read it. So we can go through it. Let me just add it on the screen. Let me put us down there. Oop. Okay. Is it loading? Cool. There. Better. All right. So
There
few
you go.
suggestions. Set clear expectations before the game. Before starting the game, take a few minutes to go over the rules, house rules, and remind players of the importance of paying attention, make quick decisions, and being a good sport.
Good
Establish a
sport.
no interruptions rule. Wow, no interruptions. Grabe naman.
No interruptions.
um, the encourage good sportsmanship. Yeah, I agree with this one. Remind players that the goal of the game is to have fun and that everybody should strive to be a good sport. Address yan. So may mga actually kanina hindi ko na lang na pinick up kasi masyado na mama. Cheating.
Wag kang
If
pick
somebody
on.
cheating, address it.
Cheat.
Take
Oh,
turns as
cheating.
game masters to prevent every having one person lang lagi in charge for teaching the rules. So if it's a lighter game, maybe encourage your kumbaga sort of distribute the burden of learning games. If it's a lighter game naman, you can have your friends also help you learn that. Talk about problems when they happen. Okay. Take breaks and schedule them so that people can sort of um, breaks. Oh, bawasan pa yung gaming time. Stick to the
More
schedule,
gaming
have
time.
fun, and take care of borrowed games. Remind everyone the responsibility when borrowing a game. If the game is not in the same condition when the person will be responsible for the damage. Wow, the repercussions na siya. Yon. So thank you, ChatGPT, for the today's inputs and also for those advice. I think they're pretty cool. Um, may white paper ng date borrowed. Yung hindi preso, yung library card lang.
Ano naman?
Library card lang.
Resibo.
Grabe.
Kailangan ng resibo.
Okay, so thank you everyone for that fun conversation. And if you guys are interested in asking some other things to talk about in terms of board gaming, how's your gaming group, how's your gaming this 2023, things have again, the world is constantly changing, right? And it's not the same as before. The habits are quite different. Running game groups are also very different. We're slowly learning the new formulas of what works. I think the Zapet group is doing quite well, having that sort of regular monthly meetup, but it's a full game day. It's like mini convention level meetup. Um, so yes, we're changing things up and seeing how it works best with people and the venues. But yeah, the thing is that use technology just like what we did today to sort of give you that ability to work around the limitations. So like you can play spell table, and now you get to play a lot of um, games. And happy plug lang dito on this weekend, January 14th, Bangkor Imus Game Day on Saturday, January 14th at Seraphine's Restaurant in Imus. Wala nakakainis na kalaro doon. And ang sarap pa ng
Wala
food.
nakakainis.
Panapa yung food.
Si Denmark
Tapos,
lang.
Si Denmark lang nakakainis. You!
Si Denmark lang naiinis.
Yun.
Ayun
Yun lang
pala.
yung naiinis.
Siya yung naiinis. Diba? Mainit ulo masyado, Denmark. Cool lang, cool.
All good, all good. So thank you everyone for joining us. It's been a fun conversation. Japet, you're always welcome to join us. Until next time, guys. Thank you for watching. See ya. Bye.
Bye!
Bye.
Bad habits.